is a lifetime martial artist, so asking, hey Professor, would you please maybe share with the team a little bit of how do you keep yourself motivated, you know? So Professor Jim West, please step forward.
First of all, Professor's far too nice. Actually, Dave shoved me out of the way, so I think he's talking about me. So it's true friendship down there. When Professor asked me to talk about what keeps me motivated or why I don't quit, I had to think about a lot of things. And so what I'm going to talk through today is just some smatterings of thoughts, so just some thoughts that I had. I shared this with Matt Blaisdell just before we came out on the mats today. And I think that we learn to either quit, or how to quit, or how to stay with things at a very young age. Okay, we learn it from our friends, we learn it from our parents, we learn it probably before we're 8. We're told, go try a lot of things, but don't worry if you quit. But then a lot of us are told, you can try something, but you can't quit. Our parents told us that, or our friends keep us in there, there's peer pressure, there's all kinds of things. And I want to talk a little bit about today, if you're at this point in life and you're used to kind of quitting things, some things that you might do that are going to help you stay in there and look at the long term. Why did you start Jiu Jitsu? Did you start it just to try it out? Were your kids doing it? To train self-defense, self-esteem, lose some weight? Think about that. How many of you started Jiu Jitsu because you want to become a black belt? You want to become a martial artist. You want to become an expert in an art. If that's the reason you started, you're going to stay with it. Have you fallen in love with Jiu Jitsu yet? What would happen if the doctor told you that you had to quit? When Susie was a blue belt, she went to a chiropractor because she hurt her back pretty badly. And he told her, if you keep doing Jiu Jitsu, you're probably going to die. She's still doing Jiu Jitsu. Two things I think that I was looking around here. There's a lot of guys in here. There's Tracy. I mean, I see tons of guys in this place, and gals too, who are still doing Jiu Jitsu that honestly have lots of good reasons to not be here. But two things I think will help us all as we focus on sticking with it and staying motivated is one is goals. Okay, do you set goals for your life? Do you set goals for Jiu Jitsu? And I could talk for a long, long time about goals. And there's short-term goals and there's long-term goals. I was telling a class the other day that there's 20 stations between the day you start and when you get your black belt. Different stripes and different belts. There's 20 different stations. It's like 20 steps in the ladder. And each one's an important step. Okay, stripes are very, very important. Belts are nice because we change colors and we move up and we get new stripes. And it's a recognition of a new level. There's all kinds of things we learn at those levels. So stripes are very important. But what is your goal? Is your goal to come and just earn a blue belt? Because if that's the case, you know what, you're likely to drop out, especially a blue belt, because man, I'll tell you what, if you're a blue belt, my hat's off to you guys. That's a long time. Okay, that's a long time. 2 years seems like forever. You all know that. Is your goal to be a black belt? I remember I took Flavio out to lunch one day. I said, Flavio, my goal is to become a black belt. I think he looked at me like I was crazy. Okay, but my goal was to become a black belt from the day one. And not just a black belt, but a good black belt. And I mean, when I say good, I don't mean good that I could beat other people. I meant good that I really knew the techniques and I could take and teach the techniques and help other people get better. If that's your goal, you're going to stay with it. I think I look at all these guys down here that are black belts. I know every one of them had that goal when they started. A lot of them started at the same time I did. So goals, that's really, really important. The other thing is competition. Competition, if you start competing, and believe me, there's lots of reasons not to compete, but if you do start competing, you're going to start training harder, you're going to set yourself goals whether you like it or not, because no one wants to walk out on the mat and face another person just one-on-one and get beaten, okay, or look bad because I didn't train hard enough. At least if I go out and I fight really, really hard and I leave it all out there, you know what, I can walk off that mat and I feel good. I've learned something. I haven't lost, I've learned something. So that's really, really important. So I would encourage you, if you haven't competed, think about it. You won't get worse, you're going to only get better. Eric Devereaux my hat's off to him. He went out and he says, I need to compete in the tournament. So as a brown belt, usually you don't start as a brown belt because that's a pretty high level to start. He not only started competing, or set his mind on a competition tournament, he came here at 5 in the morning 2 days a week and was trying to get a bunch of us to come down here and work out with him so he could train for this tournament. And he went and he actually won the tournament. I mean, my hat's off to Eric for that. But he had a goal, he went, and he did it. So I would encourage you, if you haven't competed, do it because it's a goal and it will help you stay with it. It will help you get better. Talk about injuries a little bit. I think we all have had injuries. There's not a black belt down here that hasn't had injuries. I think you're going to hear one of the black belts today, Brent, talk about some of the injuries that he's had. Brent started jiu-jitsu before I did. He's had some horrendous injuries, and once again, I applaud him for where he is today and getting his black belt because he's come through a lot. And I don't just mean injuries here in jiu-jitsu. You can get hit by a car, you can have sickness, you can have all kinds of things. They're going to waylay you. But does you put that goal off? Keep those goals. I encourage you to do that. You know, we get asked a lot, do we ever consider quitting? I can't tell you how many times people say, absolutely. Okay, I woke up this morning, and Susie and I we're going on a hike here, and we had to go out and do some training on a hike this morning. I didn't want to do that because I knew I was going to come here. I didn't want to go do that. But you've got to get out of bed and you've got to go do it. I see pictures of Professor here, Professor Flavio. Sometimes he's weightlifting at like 4:30 or 5 in the morning. I think, God, the guy is nuts. Okay? But how many world championships does he win? Okay, how many world championships does he win? He's got goals and he sets those goals. How do you identify yourself? When you talk to people about jiu-jitsu, you say, I train jiu-jitsu, I work out in jiu-jitsu. You say jiu-jitsu is a lifestyle that I'm trying to acquire or that I have acquired and jiu-jitsu is my lifestyle. Or you say, I'm a martial artist. How do you identify yourself? When you look on Facebook, are most of your friends jiu-jitsu people? If those are the cases, I'll tell you what, you're probably not going to quit jiu-jitsu. You're probably not going to quit jiu-jitsu. Courage. Courage is a word that, boy, it just, courage, persistence, perseverance are all words that go right in. That sign over there, the black belt, is somebody that just stayed with it. That emphasizes all those things. Courage, perseverance, persistence. They're key. We were on a call yesterday with professors and talking about what's going on in Arizona, the great things that are going on down there. And we talked about core values, the core values that we try to instill in all of the professors, the school owners. And we got a copy of these 8 core values. Now, I was reading through those core values. I want to read the last core value because I really think it should be a core value for every one of us. It's number 8. It says, we don't quit. We don't give up. We never quit. We may win many times. We learn some others. But we understand that quitting is the only form of defeat. Losing is not permanent. I will tell you, losing is not defeat. Quitting is defeat. Quitting is. We endure, we persist, we keep going because we know our will and desire to win is the only thing that we can control. It's up to you. Okay, it's what's in your heart. Congratulations to John Seefer and to Brent Anderson for just a great job. They have persisted in their black belts.